All right, here we go with the Deck of the Month in Crate challenge. Yeah, not a lot to say. The deck has so far been kind of medium, but I wanted to try something different. Standard Bread saying hello to himself for the future. Hengil. I don't know, man. I just feel like the current metagame isn't great. I think the Inferno nerf really sucked. I think that Inferno, like, I know a lot of people bitched about Inferno, but it really let you build a deck that didn't just lose to shit, right? Like, Inferno was a nice out to a lot of things, which meant that you could build a deck that didn't just fold to a bunch of different stuff. I feel like a lot of the decks in the current metagame are a bit, do I have tank? I do have tank. I feel like a lot of the decks in the current metagame are a bit kind of like rock, paper, scissory. You're like, oh, I play this deck and I lose to, like, I play X, I lose to Y. I switch to Y, I lose to Z, etc, etc. That's how it feels in the current metagame for me anyway. Very hard to build a deck that doesn't just auto lose to something. I think Inferno helped a lot with that. I think having like the good anti-infantry units helped a lot as well, because a lot of the decks in the metagame now just play like a bunch of different anti-infantry units. Because it's like you have to have so many different ways to clear infantry. Because if one of them gets shut down, you just lose the game to lasers. Like, lasers are just way too good right now. They've always been decent, but this metagame, they're absolutely bonkers. But the whole game is just about lasers and missiles, and to a lesser extent, Mutant and Gren. So every deck just has to have, like, triple answer to those things to make sure you don't lose to them. I just think it's not as fun as it used to be. I don't like this meta a lot. Also, the 30 cost Banshee, whilst it does fulfill its stated role of being a cheap air-to-air unit for Nod, it's obnoxious, man. Like, the spam from Banshees is just so ridiculous right now. Oh shit, I'm not on the pad. Almost lost that missile. I don't think Inferno was that crazy either. I think Inferno was fine. Like, maybe a little too strong. Actually, you know what was too good? Was Oksana boosted Inferno was too good. Inferno was never even that good. Inferno without Oksana was never good. But Oksana and boosted Inferno was maybe a little too good. So that's what they should have nerfed. They should have just nerfed Oksana. Just remove Oksana from the game, and then we can actually balance the units. Boost commanders are incredibly bad for balance. Because you have to balance every unit around the fact that it can suddenly get boosted as well.
3, 2, 1. New mission received.
I do think double halve Inferno was too good. But that's just an issue with the the whole game. That's just an issue with the entire PopCap versus Tiberium economy. That's why double halve Inferno was too good. Because once you got to like 4 Infernos, if someone didn't have air-to-air, they just could never possibly win. Well, that's just the same as Orca, right? Like, if you don't have a good answer to Orca and your opponent makes like 4 Orcas, there isn't really anything you can do about it. I don't know why I went laser instead of tank here. Should have just made my own tank. Yeah, I definitely should have just made my own tank.
Unit ready.
Alright, we're pretty far ahead now.
Unit ready. Unit offline. Unit offline.
Steph should easily secure the missile.
Nuclear warhead launched. Warning. Enemy catalyst missile.
Dinged him.
Unit offline.
That cost me about 100. It's a pretty reasonable trade. I guess the tank was already damaged though. Probably a fairly even trade, honestly. Damage tank and a buggy for a Jade missile. In this situation you see right here, this is why using your commander power to clear a unit when the missile isn't firing doesn't do anything. He cleared a buggy and a tank. I immediately built a new buggy and tank, and we're exactly the same spot we were in before he used the missile. Except we both have slightly less TIB. Alright, easy win with Seth. GG.
You are victorious. 3, 2, 1. New objective received.
Curries? Tell you what, man, I'm not a big fan of curries. I feel like the people there don't know what they're talking about a lot of the time.
Building online.
Went in to get a TV mount, and they recommended just a terrible choice. You remember Curry's PC World? Is it not Curry's PC World anymore?
Unit ready.
Alright, our lasers will melt them. We'll hit them with precision.
Unit ready.
An MLRS. It's a bold choice. I have a buggy and 2 lasers. I guess he just relies. He's just confident his dogs have got this covered. Probably gonna need a decent anti-infantry unit here, my guy. Yeah, that'll do. Except I have Mighty Seth to counter it.
Unit ready. Warhead launched. Unit offline.
Probably just gonna tech switch against the MLRS.
Building online.
Oh, but he hasn't. I guess he has shots. He isn't making very many for some reason. Sling. I'm generally happy to have my opponent make a paperweight. I just won't make Banshee again until the sling is dead.
Unit offline.
I guess we use buggy. So like this deck is a good example, right, of the anti-infantry meta. I am playing Seth Rifle Buggy Venom in my deck because that's how much I feel like I need anti-infantry. I only really have like tank and Banshee to kill everything else.
Complete. Establishing battlefield control.
Oh, Curries again. Well, we know he was dog into MLRS, so maybe I'll just start with lasers.
Objective available.
Seems better than opening Rifleman or Buggy. I could open Tank. That would be the real Chad move. I think he's probably opening dogs again. We can just happily do this.
We'll hit them with precision.
Unit ready.
Do I like Curry the basketball player? I don't know anything about basketball, so I have no feelings on it one way or the other.
Taking position.
Unit ready.
Lasers will melt them. Our lasers will hit them with precision. His will move as he desires.
I know some amount of NFL stuff, because, you know, NFL is pretty huge. But I don't really know anything NBA. I know a little bit of NHL, because I've got some money on the Stars. But not really. Not really. All I know is like a few teams that are in the Stanley Cup. This, I think, is also a big problem with the metagame right now. This unit right here, I think this is one of the worst offenders of the current metagame. I think Slingshot absolutely makes the game like 10 times worse. And the fact that it's really good right now, like it's just one of the best units in the game at the moment. I think this thing makes the game substantially worse to play.
Nuclear warhead launched. Unit offline. Unit ready. Unit offline. Unit ready.
Your Kapinda Banshee cries. Somebody dies.
This puts me in a tough position. Because my anti-vehicle is shut down by an MLRS and my vehicles are shut down by the MLRS, my air is shut down by slingshot. And this is kind of why 2 range is a big issue with rivals. Because like what are you supposed to do, right? Your opponent has 2 ranges that cover like all vehicles, all infantry, and all vehicles, all air in the game. It's just a bit silly, right? It's a bit obnoxious. So you gotta like get in with the one unit type they're not currently equipped to deal with, which for him is kind of infantry, maybe not really. Like infantry is probably his weakest. Yeah, I think slingshot is one of the main reasons the meta is so bad at the moment. That unit is just way too silly. It just shuts down too much. There's so few air units you can play when there's slingshot around.
3, 2, 1. New objective received.
Harvester moving. Showtime.
Like an easy mute to me. Although I do quite like the go time emote. It's quite a good one.
Unit ready.
Buggy and a gun.
Unit ready.
No one plays MSV anymore, Jamie.
What's my fellow will hold?
There were like 2 guys who really liked MSV, but now that it doesn't do anything, they don't play it anymore.
Buggy roll.
Building online.
Militia, your command. Get the buggy in advance. What's need? Militia here. Attack buggy on the move. What's needed? Your command.
Building online. Unit ready.
Buggy, rip them apart. What's needed?
Missile launched. Unit offline. Unit offline. Unit ready. Unit offline.
Brotherhood.
Unit ready.
Laser squad. Weapons charging. Your seek. Lasers charged. More taking position.
Unit ready.
There's a lot of rhinos, my guy. Let's start ducking in with the tank. Oh, hello. It's aggressive. I have 0 interest in engaging your tank with my tank.
Your command. Taking Scorpion ready. We will not yield. Sting in the tail.
Unit ready.
Alright, GG.
Lasers as he on the brotherhood. Here, lasers. Scorpion ready.
Unit offline.
Scorpion tank reporting. Scorpion tank on the move. Scorpion is near. Scorpion. Lasers is.
Unit ready.
We will blow in the scorpion.
Unit offline. Unit offline.
Now he's got this random slingshot. I guess we're not making any more banshees.
Love you too, coach.
Unit ready.
Scorpion ready. Scorpion ready. We will. Scorpion tank reporting. And Scorpion ready.
Alright.
Wheel weapon
A
launched.
masterclass in defeating predators.
Love you.
Love you too, coach.
Base destroy field control.
Halo. Uh-oh.
3, 2,
This is probably the better map to get because I feel like this guy plays Giga. This is the worst Giga map of the 2.
Falling.
building online.
Bad Bellum will hold. Bellum will hold.
You need that command. I got a list of... I can send you my list of commands if you want, Ensorga, because I know that you enjoy copying my stuff.
Unit ready.
I could just send you a list and you could just have them all.
The brotherhood is rising.
Building online.
Move out. Attack buggy on the move. Destroy the GDI. Buggy, as you your command. Buggy
This buggy is relatively healthy. I'd like to keep it around. The other one I don't really give a shit about.
Command. Attack buggy checking in. Militia force kill your command. Our buggy and a gun.
Unit ready.
Is tank down the right place for tank to go? I think so. Yeah, it is. I can just do this to the top.
Unit
Get a buggy to the middle. This should be a pretty easy missile from here. I'm pretty sure he plays Giga, which is not as good on this map as you'd think it would be. Like, yeah, there it is. It looks like it would be good on this map, but it's actually, like, not great. Definitely a lot worse than it looks.
building online. Unit ready. Unit offline.
I can just probably push in here. I don't know how this is gonna go. I think it'll be good. Yeah. Alright, unlucky Giga Cannon. Jiggly Cannon is not the hero that it once was. He doesn't jiggle as well as he used to.
Unit ready. Unit offline. Unit offline. Missile cancelled. Warhead lost.
Yay!
You are victorious.
An interesting question, Ensorga.
New
I
objective.
suspect I'll have to wait until he also has enough points to become Duck. Until then, he won't be Duck. Someone else will be.
For the crystals.
Building online.
Fixing for a fight.
It's hard. Winning is hard, you're right.
Fixing for
I have not done much winning today. So I definitely feel that sentiment.
advancing.
We're gonna go for the half ninja.
Unit ready.
Scorpion tank reporting.
We are. Love it. Do you not want this pit bull? Like, I get getting the first couple of shots in is fair enough, right? It's like a free roll. But then when the tank comes out, don't you retreat the pit bull instead of losing it? Why stick around? It's like, I know the harvester is tempting, but it's not that tempting, is it? Like, oh, I can get 2 more shots in on the harvester at the cost of this pit bull. That's a good trade.
Brothers, move out. We're ready to
Scorpion tank.
no.
Scorpion is near.
Unit ready.
Attack buggy.
Unit offline.
Beams on the flame trooper ready to burn.
Unit ready.
Scorpion tank. You're through.
Nuclear missile launched.
I think people definitely get too excited about the harvester because he could have just like driven away around the bottom. If I was in his spot, that's what I would have done. I think like going in there before the tank spawns, I don't think I even would have done that actually, because I know that the most likely thing to happen is a tank is going to come out, and that's going to mean that my Pitbull gets killed, like it's hunted down. But if you did want to go in there for the free roll shots, you know, because you don't know what your opponent's deck is, right? Maybe they just don't have anything decent for the Pitbull right now, so maybe you can actually just get a free harvester. In which case, that's fair enough. But then when you see the tank come out, just retreat. Just run away. Go around the bottom of the map. That's what I would have done.
Unit offline.
Don't stick around and let the fucking thing kill you. Like, that's just not a good idea.
Unit offline. Missile cancelled.
Honor venom flag. Ready to coordinate set. Going down.
Unit off. Missile launched. Unit offline. Mission accomplished. 3, 2, 1. New objective available.
Time to harvest.
Building online.
Building online.
Ready.
Buggy out.
Units ready.
The Brotherhood is right.
Oh, bro. Jump jets? Really? Can't be jump jetting against my buggy, my guy. It's not the one.
Buggy rolling, fill 'em with holes.
Jump jets definitely don't do well enough against buggy, considering they cost 10 extra. But I'm okay with it because they're such an obnoxious unit. I think like giving jump jets more power would be a mistake, given how strong the mechanic of flying over things is.
Unit ready.
Seems like the rifles are making a pretty big difference. Seems like the buggy does fine unless the rifles show up and help out against the buggy.
Militia kill the unbelieving. Attack buggy roll.
I'd be interested on that break to know what that break point looks like.
Militia here. Your command.
Rhino, goddamn mirror match. Although I guess Nod doesn't have an equivalent to the jump jet, does it? There isn't really anything that makes sense as an equivalent to a jump jet. I guess Scavenger, like weird anti-vehicle unit, weird anti-vehicle infantry. It's not really remotely the same though.
Ready to serve. Scorpion. What's needed? Scorpion. Destroy the Jeep. Rip them. Bring them to their knees. Look for them.
Glory to
Building
God.
online.
Venom airborne.
Nod. Fork.
Ready to serve.
We're ready to stop it.
Unit offline.
Scorpion.
Unit ready.
The warden is blowing them apart. And glory to God. Harvest them before the flood of man. And venom will blow.
Unit ready. Unit offline.
That was not the best Seth I've ever used. I actually don't have enough money to pull this yet. It's sad.
Venom air.
One of my favorite parts in Rivals is when you look at your money and you're like, oh nice, my opponent has inefficiently attacked my harvester so many times I can just afford to not have one now. It's one of my favorite parts of the game.
Unit ready.
Taking position. Erect.
Unit ready.
Venom kill.
No, can't do it. Can't do it, can't live without half yet. Sad.
Unit offline.
Warden is set. Ready. Rip them. Need a bigger gun. Venom will strike.
Oh, well, fuck that up.
Launched. Major structural damage received.
Venom
Unit ready.
Venom will strike. Erect. Disney.
Unit ready.
Guess we'll have to use rifles for a bit.
Going down.
Unit offline.
We will not yield. Before the Brotherhood. Blowing them apart. I send more Scorpion red. We will kill the
Unit ready.
I believe now is about the right time to blame the economy. I should say, the economy change. That's why I couldn't afford infinite units. Goddamn economy change. If only they'd left it so I could have as much money as I wanted without trying.
Scorpion ready.
Unit preservation is for chumps. I just want to spam units the whole game without worrying about it.
Offline.
Advancing. Blowing them apart. Scorpion moving.
Right now we have enough money that I could live without my harvester. Thank you, Rifleman, for bringing me to this state. I actually don't know if he can beat Rifle Tank. Like, I could maybe have just made Rifle Tank this entire game. It sort of looks a bit like my air tower was not necessary, and Rifle Tank would have covered it.
Unit offline. Unit ready. Unit offline. Unit ready.
Your command. Venom will strike. Venom will strike. Taking position.
Unit offline.
In the tail. Venom, the warden needs
The powerhouse that is the Rhinoceros these days. What a great unit. Like, what an absolute monster of a unit the Rhino has become. It's so strong right now. Oh, turret's OP, man. Turret on cooldown over here.
Venom will strike. Scorpion taking position.
Unit offline.
Scorpion roll. Erect is the Erect is the stinging. Venom. We want the Scorpion tank reporting. Stinging the tail.
Unit ready.
This was a surprisingly stressful game, given that my opponent's deck really couldn't beat Rifle Tank.
Missile launched.
Like, I don't really feel like it should have been that close. I guess Turret put in a lot of work on this map.
Enemy base destroyed. 3, 2, 1. New mission received.
Are we?
Control the crystals.
Building online.
It works off account, Space Pope. So like, if you are linked to a Prime account, you get a Prime sub.
Unit ready.
Brother, attack buggy ticking
So I have to say, I actually have the same thing where technically it's Cheryl's Amazon account that is linked to Prime. I mean, we obviously we both pay for Prime, but it's technically her account that's linked to Prime, and then my account is like a subsidiary of her account and therefore gets Prime benefits. But technically, like, hers is the Prime account, and I'm mooching the Prime sub off of it. Is he gonna make mutant? He is gonna make mutant. Well, that does make sense. I can't do anything about that. As is often the case with mutant, it shows up and your entire army disappears in about 5 seconds. This, I think, is also like kind of the most, like, one of the more obnoxious things about Mutant Marauder, right? It does so much damage. Like, the DPS a Mutant Marauder puts out is insane. Oh, I misclicked my buggy. Alright, sorry, I got back in time. No, it died. Rip. Yeah, the amount of damage mutants put out, like, a boosted mutant can clear anything off of a pad in like 2 seconds. But clearing a Mutant Marauder with the best anti-infantry unit in the game takes like 10 seconds. That's not true, because the best anti-infantry unit in the game is Flame Tank, and that clears it in about 5 seconds. Because Flame Tank is insane. But any reasonable anti-infantry unit is going to take a while to clear a mutant. Whereas there's nothing that a mutant doesn't clear instantly. Like, there's no vehicle a mutant that can survive a mutant for more than like 3 seconds. Which is pretty bonkers when you think about it. Like, the power level of mutant is... The actual stats on mutant are like completely off the charts. Like, the stats on mutants are absolutely insane. And yet they're still not that good. Like, they're pretty fucking good right now, but they're still not like a broken unit. Despite having some of the best stats in the entirety of Rivals. They have insane hit points, insane damage, and decent speed. And yet they're still not broken. Kind of tells you everything you need to know about how the mechanics of the game work. Like, a unit that has to... A reasonably expensive unit that has to walk in and stand still to fight needs to be absolutely broken to be playable. Because Mutant is absolutely broken in stats, and yet is not that good. It's not like a crazy good unit. It's just decent.
Scorpion tank reporting. Order Brotherhood! Scorpion ready to hunt. Scorpion tank reporting. Scorpion red. Scorpion take that. Scorpion we will.
Unit offline.
Scorpion ready.
Unit ready.
And this is why I have so many anti-infantry units in my deck. Because if I use infantry, I lose to the Chuggy. And if I lose Buggy, I lose to the Mutant. So I have to have Venom as well. I have to have 3 anti-infantry units so I can kill mutants.
Unit ready.
Now, Flamer tank can kill Mutant Chuggy because the tank can shut down the Chuggy, but Rifle doesn't do the job.
Unit ready. Unit offline.
A lot of bikes, my guy.
Unit ready.
Oh, it was meant to be a Venom. I guess we'll do this as well then.
Offline. Unit ready. Unit offline. Unit ready. Unit offline.
I had like 3 tanks. I had 3 tanks until very recently. And then my opponent made a mutant, and now I have no tanks. Hashtag Rivals Life. And this mutant is still not dead. I put a Venom on it like 10 seconds ago. I fucked that up, to be fair. I could have moved a flying unit across to the left sooner. Should have probably won that one.
3, 2, 1. New
Or
objective.
does the stat sheet not show DPS?
Harvester ready.
Oh, their DPS is their damage. Because they shoot once per second, sure. Oh, okay. Spicy.
Building online.
Oh shit, it's the full-on no half committed rush.
Control the crystals. Harvest, take kill.
This is usually quite easy to stop with barracks, honestly. As long as you have rifle laser, this is not a threatening rush.
Ready to control laser squad. What's
Unit ready.
Laser squad taking laser. Here's the strider. Laser squad taking position. Look him up. Laser squad ready for anything. Lasers charged. Lasers as he desired. Look him up. Kill them all.
Unit ready.
His will. Laser squad ready for lasers charged. Laser squad. We look him up. We will take position. Laser squad. Laser will hit them with precision.
I'm trying to decide if I should do a Seth. I think no.
Lasers move. Look him up.
I feel like it's fine to lose the missile because my opponent's no half.
Offline. Unit nuclear missile launched.
Maybe that's dumb. I just wanted to get my buildings open because like against no half, it's so hard for them to win once I have a tank. So I felt like that was better than spewing 70 on maybe winning the missile. It wasn't even like a guaranteed win the missile. It was pretty likely win the missile though. It's not like he had anything that could kill a flamer. But it's like, yeah, it just didn't really feel worth it when I can just chill. Oh, he has a half now. How exciting. Why does he have scavenger?
Unit ready.
Oh, he could have a tech unit of some kind. That would be a reason to play scavengers.
Unit offline.
Can't fire obelisk, don't have obelisk, unfortunately.
Unit offline. Missile launched.
Okay, there's definitely a tech unit. That could be a problem.
Unit offline.
Scorpion tank reporting.
Maybe I should have Seth the first missile.
Scorpion.
Building online.
Scorpion. Taking position. Stinging. Advancing. We will fall.
Unit offline.
Scorpion tank reporting. Venom airball. Scorpion. That honor. Scorpion ready. Your command. Taking. Ready to stop. Scorpion. The Scorpion moves. Honor.
Unit ready.
Scorpion taking position.
Laser squad. His will commands it.
Venom.
Laser squad.
Venom hit. Scorpion ready now.
Unit ready.
Erect is near. Going down.
Unit warning. Enemy catalyst missile incoming.
Yeah, I forgot about this tank down here. I did not play this game very well.
Unit offline.
Oh, and I still won? Alright, cool. That should really have been a 10-0. I threw that 9th game super hard.
Objective complete.
Alright, well there we go. 9-1. Should have probably been a 10-0. Yeah, just kind of threw that game against mutants. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time.